Hi, YouTube. I am here because I want to begin to share some wisdom that I have not learned by choice, but have learned from trials. This will all be about divorce, not the whole channel, but just the next few videos. It's a subject that I never thought I would be dealing with, that I would never be a part of. When you get married, you think that'll never happen to me. And I am now in a position where it is happening and it's happening to me. I did not choose it, but it is now something that I am in. And while I won't go into the details of my experience per se, the specifics of what I'm going through, I don't want to waste the lessons that I'm learning from the hardship. Because no one, at least in my life, has talked about it or prepared you for it. And I think that people don't think they need to be prepared for it because it's something that they don't envision for their future. I definitely didn't envision it for my future. So this is for women, young women. I'm 40, brides who are excited to get married. And I think marriage is a wonderful thing. I am not cynical about it. I just want to be a voice that's maybe a little bit out ahead that can help guide some of these early decisions in your engagement and in your early marriage. And maybe you've been married longer and this might be helpful for you too, but I don't want to waste my pain. And so I'm here to be a friend and an advocate for you in the midst of a place you might find yourself eventually. I hope not. I hope that's not your story. But I think that in the meantime, while you are married, there are many things that you can do to just be wise, be a good wife, but also know what you need to do to just have your stuff in order should the occasion ever arise. And so I'm here to give you some advice, some wisdom, some tips that I learned in the ditch. And again, I hope that's not your future or your future story, but it is where I am, and I didn't plan to be here. So I've cried many tears over it, but this is the space where I want to be able to offer treasures found in the darkness, so to speak. And I hope it's helpful. I hope it's helpful for some woman out there who might need a big sister looking out for her. I don't have any sisters, but in this case, I wish I did. And so one of the things that I want to go over today is the paperwork that you should be gathering now, just to have your own copies of things, your own passwords, your own accounting, your own logins, your own, all of it. I mean, it's vast and extensive. And I was a very trusting wife. I was a very naive wife in a lot of ways. I believed the best about my husband to provide and take care of me in those things. And it's a good quality, but it's also short-sighted in the world we live in. And so I found myself, once I was served papers, divorce papers, I was being threatened at the time, and it was also Christmas Eve. So it was a lot to take in all at one time. And so one of the things that I would recommend early on, just right now, just begin your research. You don't have to be in a legal divorce or separation to begin this process of just collecting. Begin putting away the information that you need to have, whether you are in a future divorce or, maybe your spouse becomes incapacitated or unavailable. This is all information and documentation that you should have. And I wish that I had had my, you know what, in order. So, anyways, get the paperwork. Start with, make sure you've got logins for your bank account or bank accounts. Make sure you've got logins and passwords for your credit cards. Make sure you have logins and passwords for any kind of financial planning software that you use. We use something like Quicken. Any and all of those things that are online, because so much is online these days, be sure that on your computer and your device, you have all access to that. Circle back, make sure that you have a credit score that is under your name and attached to your name if that's important to you. It's another thing that I would begin to look into. This is all beginning, just gathering. Just think about gathering your stuff. So I think I'll leave you with that for now. There's so much more. But just begin with the basics. Look at your financial picture and begin with passwords and logins. I would even recommend beginning, make a file on your computer that you can begin to save your bank statements to. So you have downloaded bank statements saved on a file on your computer. I know this stuff might sound really tedious, and you might think, I don't have time to do that. It doesn't take that long. I've been forced to go through the process and do it. It does take a little bit of time, but it's not extensive, especially just getting passwords and logins. If you need to ask your spouse for that, start with that. Definitely start with that, because once you enter a potential divorce that you don't want, all this information is going to be a lot harder to get. It is information you can get and likely eventually will get, but if you can have it up front, girl, get it. Just get it. So start putting this stuff in place. I'll be back again with another video and just sharing my wisdom from the ditch. Hope you have a good day.